Okay, I just wanted to answer a question that I had repeatedly in the comments on my video about why I have chosen not to get a mammogram. There are a couple of reasons. When I was in nursing school, and again, I just want to say this is just what I'm doing. You have to do your own research. When I was in nursing school, one of the first things that I remember learning was that you should never palpate a mass deeply when we were learning assessment and there's a risk if it's a cyst, for instance, that's infected, you risk spreading the infection, or if it's a cancerous mass, it can rupture and spread into the bloodstream or metastasize. I thought that was extremely interesting at the time, but never really made the connection. So, fast forward, obviously, it just doesn't make sense to me. And I don't have to show anybody peer-reviewed studies. You're going to have to, like I said, you do your own research. That's not why I'm here. I'm going to provoke thought, and I'm going to encourage you to educate yourself about this. I still am working. I do still have one child at home out of my seven. I have grandchildren and I have a family, and I can't. I would love to, but I would love to quit my job and just do this all the time. But I would encourage you to do your own research. So let me get back. I'm getting off track. So it didn't make sense to me that if I did have a lump or a cyst, to put my breast between two plates and have them compress it. I'm like, well, that was one of the first things I learned. If it's cancerous, then it would burst and then it would metastasize, or those cancerous cells would be in my bloodstream. That just did not make sense to me. And from my research, I have learned that people typically that are diagnosed with cancer don't die from the primary tumor. They die from metastasis. And unfortunately, cancer treatment causes metastasis. If you have any thoughts or studies that say something that is in opposition to that, feel free to share them. But that is my understanding. And then, of course, the amount of radiation that you're exposed to, which I know they will say that it's a safe level, but I don't believe that. The breast tissue is very sensitive, and I'm just not doing that. So, and I'm not going to do any sort of treatment anyway. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. I'm going to continue to live as toxic-free a lifestyle as I possibly can, and pray that, the amount of cancer that we're experiencing in this country is overwhelming. It's gotten worse since 2020. Doctors are reporting turbo cancers, is what they call them. It's very scary because I do believe you can do all the right things and still get a diagnosis. I believe that, and it's awful, and it breaks my heart. So, just some thoughts about that. Let me know what you think.